Kicks Country.
Welcome to another edition of the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie. It's everything about the outdoors. Take it away, guys.
Good Monday morning, the 17th of June. Man, it's months flying by. Good morning. Welcome to the Good Outdoorz Radio Show here in Valdosta, Georgia on 99.5 Kicks Country. How you doing, Steve?
I'm hanging in there, man, like what's old Peg say, like a rusty hook waiting on a nibble.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Good weekend in the outdoors for lots of us this weekend. Great Father's Day. Want to go ahead and wish a belated Father's Day to everyone out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hope everybody had a great Father's Day, and you know I did. Look forward to it. Spent some time outdoors, and Steve, I know you spent some time outdoors. What went on with you this weekend?
We took a trip down to the beach this weekend to Jacksonville Beach and had a good time playing in the sand and enjoying the sun, and it was absolutely perfect beach weather. It wasn't too hot. There was a breeze blowing. Water temperature was good. I mean, it was just a perfect weekend. So
let me tell you, it might have been perfect beach weather, but it wasn't really perfect Wild Adventures weather yesterday. Let me tell you, buddy, it was hot.
Yeah, no breeze blowing out there, I guess.
Well, went out there yesterday for a little while and went to the water park and had a good time. We left there and we was going to ride a couple of rides or maybe watch a show, and we stopped at this Canines in Flight show, brand new show there at Wild Adventures. It talks about dogs, rescue dogs being frisbee champions, you know, dog frisbee, and it has them jumping into the water, running off the plank, you know, and jumping into the water after the frisbee. And it's a great event going out there. But we were sitting there and the sun was coming straight down on us. I mean, just hitting us right in the face, and it was hot.
Yes, sir.
So finally, we watched that show after about 20 minutes, and we took all we could take, and we had to get up and get in the shade a little bit. But it was hot.
Yeah, we
would have a good weekend.
Yeah, we would move from the beach to the pool, and when you went to the pool, if you weren't in the water, it was a scorcher.
Oh yeah.
But down there by the ocean, you know, that breeze blowing, it was really comfortable. I didn't get hot at all, and I'm a very hot natured person, so it was a good trip. Had a good time, and we weren't the only ones there.
Oh, I can imagine. Man,
was it was just absolutely full of people enjoying the weekend.
That's the same way it was at Wild Adventures yesterday. I knew yesterday was going to be a good day to go. I said to myself, oh, that's not going to be that crowded or nothing like that. And as we were pulling in, I said, oh my Lord, it seems like everybody in South Georgia thought the same thing I did, because it was packed already by 11 o'clock, 11:30, whatever time we got there. Packed already, people still filing in behind us like crazy, and then it dawned on me. It was Father's Day weekend and Bring a Friend Day at Wild Adventures. So I said, okay.
Bring a Friend Day.
So it was crowded, but it still, you know, we still had a good time. Got down to the water park and played around, and it was still a good time. But man, there's a lot of news went on this weekend too. There's a lot of things going on around the country, wasn't there? I know the U.S. Open went on.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of sports news went on. The U.S. Open went on, and Phil Mickelson was coming hard down the stretch, but just continued his uncanny streak of, I guess I shouldn't say streak anymore, because he did get a win in there, but he's come in second at the U.S. Open just more times than you can imagine. He came in second yesterday, tied for second, but Justin Rose pulled off the victory, and he's the first Englishman to win it I think since 1970. So, but good tournament. Nobody finished under par. The winner was at +1, so it was a very tough course.
Wow.
It just picked Tiger Woods up and dumped him, along with Rory McIlroy and Sergio Garcia. I mean, they all had bad times. You know, they're shooting scores that a lot of folks I know around here can go out and shoot on the weekend. So, very humbling golf course, no doubt about that. Then you got the NBA Finals that went on last night. The Spurs beat the Heat, and there's not a single team, either one of these teams in the playoffs that have lost 2 in a row. Every time they've lost, they've bounced back and won. So if that trend continues, we should get a win out of the Heat and force it to a Game 7, which is, as a sports fan, is what you like to see. So that went on, and of course the Braves won last night, taking 2 out of 3 against the Giants. So that's always good news, staying 6 games ahead of the Washington Nationals there. So big weekend in sports.
Yeah, I was looking through this morning and found on Phil Mickelson, when they were talking about him, that at the 18th hole, fans just started running, sprinting towards him, and all the officials just went berserk. They were like, "Oh my God, we're not ready for this."
Yeah, I saw that. I was watching it live, and when I saw that on the news feed this morning, I was like, "What are they talking about?" I saw it, and they were just rushing up there to get a look, but they weren't. I think they're making a mountain out of a molehill with that story myself.
Well, the way it says, unruly mob swarms final U.S. Open.
It's not an unruly mob.
People losing their shoes. They talked about people losing their shoes. And
I'm sure.
One person screaming, "That's not a good idea. I'll never find my boyfriend." All kind of, you know how they are. It's the media. They got to hype it up a little bit.
Of course, Greg Biffle won the NASCAR race this weekend. Couldn't.
I didn't get to
probably
see
out of the 43 car field. That was probably the worst one of all that could possibly win it. Him being an anti-hunter and everything. So.
Oh, I know. And I heard that what's his name? His teammate there, Carl Edwards said of him, "That's not my teammate." Said he should have helped him a little more. I didn't get to read on that article, so he's a little ticked off with Greg Biffle there.
I don't know. Hadn't heard that. I know Jimmy Johnson was he was up there in the mix till he hit the wall. And Biffle had some interesting comments that I read in the paper that I don't know. I mean, it's almost offensive. But anyway, he said I don't want to see anybody wreck, but it makes you feel good when you push the guy over the edge. He made a mistake, and that's what makes you feel good. You outsmarted him or beat him at his own game. That's kind of for somebody that's won one race in the in the season and hadn't been nowhere near the front. I mean, that's kind of an odd thing to say. But
I did read one real good article this weekend, or this morning. It's about a mother that's protecting her kids from an alleged carjacker, and it was in Texas. Boy, she kept her family out of danger, and somebody tried to carjack her, and she didn't let it happen. So
ran over him.
Yeah, that was pretty good. She said the man, 54, allegedly pulled a knife on Baker while she was driving and demanded she stop at an ATM for money. She refused, and he became violent. Said she fought back, refusing to compromise the safety of her children. She got a cut that goes across her chest as she grabs a knife and he bit her hand. I took my fist and hit him in the face and told him to get out of my car. So he said she intentionally drove her van into a telephone pole in hopes of sending Martinez through the front windshield. And she said she managed to call 911 to grapple with the suspect in hopes that the dispatcher might hear what was going on and find a way to help. So she took care of him.
You got to fight back sometimes. Sometimes it's not smart to do, but sometimes you can.
He jumped out of the van to flee, and she just bowled right over him. See, he got what he deserved. That's what I can say.
Ended up in the hospital, I'm quite sure.
Who cares, what happened to him? And then the Miss USA pageant, of course. Miss Connecticut wins the USA pageant.
Yeah, that's I'm wondering. I hadn't read anything about it. I did see that she won, but I'm wondering how much the Newtown tragedy had played a part in influence there. I don't know that it did or didn't. I'm not trying to say nothing or start anything. It's just the first thing that struck my mind. Did that have anything to do with it? I don't know. I didn't watch it. I don't think I've ever once in my 46 years sat down and watched the Miss USA contest. That's not exactly riveting television.
It doesn't do anything for me either. I don't care nothing about watching it. Just not a thing for me. And it's a absolutely huge event. She goes on to compete in the Miss Universe pageant, but I don't know.
I think the Miss Universe pageant's even less popular than the Miss USA.
It is to me.
I know. Yeah, I know. Here in the States, it probably is. So.
It is nothing for me. I can tell you that. And the movie, Man of Steel, Superman. I didn't get to see it. I heard some reviews on it, and but it nabs #1 for June opening of all time.
It did get the all-time record.
Yep.
Huh?
Box office report: Man of Steel nabs 125.1 million for #1 June opening of all time.
That ain't bad.
I think that's just what it did for the opening. That's not what I think it was like almost 200 million for the whole weekend.
I don't know. They were just saying if we could at least get 85 million. So they're well on the way to covering it. It cost 220 million, I think, to make. So which is phenomenal, man.
Yeah, 225 million to make it.
Yeah, Good Lord.
God.
So they're halfway there after the opening weekend. They're going to be fine.
Yeah, I think so. I ain't got the, I've seen reviews on it. I ain't got a chance to go watch it, and I won't go watch it because I won't pay those high prices, at the big movie theater. I have to wait till it comes out on DVD. But, they say it's good. I've heard it was real good, and I heard a few mixed reviews about it, but overall, I've heard it was a pretty good movie. If anybody's out there seen it, give us a call, 229-253-0995. I'd like to know what kind of movie it is.
Well, if you've seen it in the last 3 days because it's fresh out of the hatch.
It sure is.
Yeah, it's based on one of the, I think, loosely, or I don't guess it's based on it, but I know that General Zod is in this one here, which is, I think was in Superman. I don't know if it was 1 or 2 or whatever, but that's a great storyline. That first one that came along was good. I'm a Superman fan, and I want to go see the movie. I'm like you. I don't know that I'll see it at the movies, but I want to see the special effects, and that's what makes me want to go see it at the movies. But because of the just that cinematic effect inside the movie.
That's right.
It's attractive. Isn't that like seeing it on the big screen as compared to your home screen?
Oh, I know. Did you see what Kelly from Michigan put up there on Facebook for you Friday?
From Michigan?
Not from Michigan. From
Maryland?
Maryland, I mean.
No, I didn't.
He put a new Bigfoot trail camera video. And I don't know if it's true or not, but it doesn't look real good. We'll talk about that a little bit when we come back from break. You got to see it. It's got a little short video, about 5 or 6 seconds of a so-called Bigfoot. So who knows? Mm-hmm. Anyway, we're going to take a break here on the Good Outdoors. We'll be right back with more good stuff. So y'all stay tuned.
Here we go again. Every time there's a food plot to be planted, Darrell's nowhere to be found. You see him, Ronnie?
He's probably in the truck eating a dang sandwich.
I'm sitting right here by this tree, and they don't even see me.
Man, that Real Tree AP was designed to blend hunters with their surroundings, not hide them when it's time to work.
I'm so hidden, the scooters can't even find me.
Okay, Darrell, come on. We got to get this stuff planted.
What's that? Hey, stop it.
Real Tree. It's so real, a coyote might pee on it.
Serves you right, you slacker.
The grill might be in storage, but that's what campfires are for. And the backyard party is on hiatus, but that's because everyone is tailgating. Only the seasons change, tastes don't, and when you've got Bud Light Lime, you don't need summer to have a good time. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Look for a Bud Light Lime and find your summer state of mind anytime. It's in the lime. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Lime flavored beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
What in the world is that noise?
Sounds like the transmission's about to come out of my truck.
Transmission? Sounds like Alien versus Predator under there. Let's get it to Ronnie at Eagle Auto Repair.
Ronnie, I got a problem.
Problem? It sounded like Superman fighting the Incredible Hulk.
No, it was worse than that.
Come on, man. This is for real. I ain't got the money to be fixing no big problem.
Chill out, dude. You're at Eagle Auto Repair. You know we'll fix it right and as inexpensive as we can. We only use quality parts, and my guys are some of the best trained technicians in town.
Yeah, but can they stop a fight between Godzilla and King Kong? Because I'm betting that's what they're going to find under there.
Eagle Auto Repair.
321 Lakes Boulevard, Lake Park, Georgia.
Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has been serving South Georgia and North Florida for over 3 decades. With 9 locations in the South, Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a full-line distributor for all welding and industrial supplies. The Jones mission is to provide quality products at a competitive price in order to supply the best service available. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has built a reputation for good, honest, old-fashioned service. For a location near you, visit www.joneswelding.com. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a proud supporter of the Good Outdoors. It's that time of year. People everywhere will be scrambling to find somebody to take care of filing their taxes. Fast Tax and Bookkeeping at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q has a quick turnaround time and the knowledge to prepare your taxes properly, making sure you are getting what's due. With $25 1040 EZ filings, electronic refunds in a flash, military and college student discounts, and fast and friendly service, drop by and see Lisa Griffiths and the gang at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q, or give them a call at 229-253-0181 to schedule an appointment.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Bemis Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Bemis Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Welcome back this morning here. We kind of was talking a little bit during the break there, me and Darrell Sapple Jr., and I got hung out there for just a second. Anyway, lots of news, man. You go through Yahoo here, and you see where an official was hit by a ball at the U.S. Open, hit in the head, a young lady, and I think she's okay.
That's smarts.
Yeah, I guarantee you. And then a baseball player got hit in the ear just the other day with a line drive.
Yeah, he got beamed. I saw it. I saw it on ESPN. Yeah, he's okay. He gave the thumbs up and appears to be all right. Now, the one that got hit here weeks back, it may have even been months back. He's still having a little problems. He actually passed out at dinner with his wife. So
not good.
Head injuries are very, very serious. So I think I didn't see. I was just watching it. I didn't see the sound where the guy got hit yesterday or the day before. It looked like he got hit in the neck, but it may have got his ear. Come to think of it.
Well, all I saw on it was it said line drive in the ear. So
it must have hit his ear if they said it. You couldn't tell. I only saw it one time, but it beamed him, man. That's a dangerous play, and it don't happen. It don't happen all that often, thank God. It's usually when something's coming at your head, you can get out of the way of it.
Right.
That's probably the easiest thing to get out of the way if something's coming at you is your head. The center part of your body, your trunk area and your belly, that's the hardest part to move. It just don't want to bend and flex like your lower body and your upper body would. So we hope he's all right. It sure looks scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard some news this weekend, and I've been reading up on it this morning about this gun control issue, that's been in the news here since the Sandy Hook tragedy, but it's backfiring for a lot of people in Connecticut. And Rick Perry from Texas plans to lure blue state gun makers to the state of Texas. He's actually going to visit Colt Manufacturing, which has been in Connecticut since 1847, and Mossberg & Sons, the largest maker of shotguns in the U.S., among other manufacturers and suppliers in Connecticut and New York this week, pretty quick. And he's going to try to lure them to Texas, where, everything's big in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Come on out here, and we're gonna bring you on into the state with open arms, make all the guns you want to. We ain't ever going to tell you to stop.
No, sir.
So
come on. Come on to Ahara.
Yeah, come on to Ahara, come on to Georgia. And, man, that's, I wish they would, but, it's a battle here every single day for gun control rights, and it's all kind of fell by the wayside here recently since they defeated some of the bills, but they're still trying every day behind the scenes, things we don't know about, things we don't hear because we don't study up on it, but they're still trying every day. So you got to stay on guard.
Mm-hmm. They're going to bring it. They're going to bring it back up. Keep hearing rumblings.
I guarantee you they will. I guarantee you they'll bring it back up. But anyway, there's two or three manufacturers that Texas is going to try to lure away for those states, New York and Connecticut, and bring them on down south and have open arms for them.
Yes, sir. It's it's crazy to us, but up there in those places where the big push is going on to get rid of guns, they're just as passionate. That's what people understand. They're just as passionate on their side of it. They think it's foolish that we would want guns just as bad as we think it's foolish that they don't want guns. And they literally believe you're safer by not having a gun in your house, where we literally believe that you're safer to have the gun in the house. And it's a polarizing. It's like taking two magnets and trying to stick them together. You can't do it. And the majority is going to rule. And if we don't, as stewards of the movement, keep our children informed, and people who don't hunt informed of the good use of guns, and the people who don't shoot, not just hunters but shooters, people who just recreational like to shoot guns, if we don't keep that message out to our youth, it's gonna fly away. Because I can tell you this: in education, college, higher educations, it's the greater percentage are liberal, and they are anti-gun. So when our kids go off to school, if we haven't built a foundation of sturdy, honest goodness when it comes to shooting and hunting, sports like that, they're going to get indoctrinated into the other side. And we better rise up. I'm telling you, you better rise up in your household and make sure that your children know it's okay, and not only okay, it's good.
That's right.
We got a call coming in. We're going to take it this morning. Good morning, Colin. How are you?
Good, yo.
What's going on, David?
Nothing.
What'd you do this weekend?
Watched the NASCAR and Braves game and went to church.
Good. That's 3 good things right there.
Yes, sir.
3 good things. Not necessarily in that order. The church will be at the top. Did you come by and get your shirt Friday?
Yeah, my mom came by.
Good deal. Does it fit?
Yep.
Awesome, man. We sure appreciate you listening, and we appreciate all our faithful listeners. Did you get to do anything outside?
No.
No, didn't get outside. Didn't go try fishing at the Hayhire Pond out there no more?
Nah, I couldn't get my friend to go.
Man, couldn't get him motivated. Well, it was hot. I can see why it was attractive to sit in the cool air conditioning. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How about you talking about the guns?
Mm-hmm.
We should use our constitutional given rights to stand up for our guns.
You're right. That's right.
Well, that's what, we've been trying that, and they're steady trying to take our constitutional right away. That's why we have to stand up and fight every single day. We have to rise up, as we say here on the Good Outdoors, rise up. And we have to keep up with what's going on, too, because they try to sneak them through all the time. There's so many measures on the floor each and every day, it seems like, that we don't even hear about unless we research them.
Yeah.
So we got to really pay attention.
In general, the people David, that's your age, your friends and neighborhood guys and people at church, are they all receptive to gun ownership?
All of them.
Good deal. Good deal.
They all own one.
Well, y'all probably have a more powerful platform than we do here on the radio show by making sure that everybody you come in contact with, and I'm sure some of your friends that go to school, they need to be making sure that everybody knows that it is okay to own guns and to use guns and to hunt and to fish and enjoy the outdoors.
Yeah.
We sure appreciate you, man. You're a great ambassador to the Good Outdoors and a faithful listener, and we thank you, man.
All right. Now, I'm going to be out of town. Is there a way I can still listen to?
Yes, sir. You can. You can go to thegoodoutdoors.com. That's thegoodoutdoors with a Z.com, and click on the Listen Live link. And you'll be right there with us streaming. As long as you got an internet connection, you can listen right on your computer.
All right.
Yes, sir.
How long are you going to be out of town?
Till June 30th.
Ooh, long way. Good.
Yeah, you can listen on the computer anywhere in the world.
We're going to a wedding in Tampa.
Yep, I know for a fact you can do it in Tampa.
Yep, sure can. All right, buddy. Well, have a good one. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
All righty. Y'all too.
Thank you. Be careful,
buddy.
All right.
Young David, 16-year-old from Hayhire, Georgia, faithful listener. That makes us feel good to have a young person listen there that's interested in the outdoors.
You brought up a good point. Young kids nowadays, especially school kids, have a great platform to be able to stand up for our constitutional rights. The right to keep and bear arms. And if you get more and more people involved in it, how many kids, just in high school alone, I'd just say ninth graders in high school coming up this year, how many of them hunt, you think? How many of them own a gun and participate in hunting? There, a vast majority of them here in Lowndes County do.
Yeah, I'd like to know this, though. I'd like to know, compared to when you and I were in high school, what was the number, what was the percentage then, and now what's the percentage now? I'd be interested to know, as it went up, went down, as it remained unchanged?
Yeah.
I would like to think, well, in a perfect world, you'd like to think it would increase, but I would settle for at least stay the same. But man, decreasing that sure would make me.
I know when
make me sick.
We were in school, we right there towards the end of my high school career, as I call it, we were.
It was the best 8 years of your life.
Best 8 years of my life. We could carry rifles, shotguns, guns on campus back then, but right there towards the end, they were cracking down on us and making us not be able to bring them. I actually had one principal out there. He come and got me one day. principal at E-Wing. I'm not going to call any names or anything, but he come and got me, and he said, hey, I need you to get out here in the parking lot. And I knew what it was about. It was about the gun in the truck. I said, oh, boy, I'm in trouble, because they were talking about suspending people for bringing guns and all on campus. You know what he wanted? He wanted to know what kind of gun it was. He was a deer hunter. And he looked at it, and I think it was the Remington 243 back then. He looked at it, he said, okay. He said, I'm not going to tell you not to bring it on campus because you probably go deer hunting after school. He said, but put the thing under the seat or behind the seat or somewhere out of view. He said, because you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah, we didn't have, I don't remember, and I could be wrong, but I don't remember anybody ever say anything about a gun. We used to have the gun racks in the back of our glass, the plastic things you inserted in there. That's right. And I had a gun, a 22 rifle or a shotgun in that gun rack all the time. Yep. But right up here in the school to stop, and, of course you locked your door because people would break in even back then. But we didn't have no problems. It was accepted, I didn't ever had a problem with people breaking in the car on, to steal something. I always had problems with my friends of mine breaking into my truck to play a practical joke. Oh, yeah.
Deer lure under the seat or run a wire across the seat every time you touch the ignition, it'd shock your butt. And nobody stealing nothing. It was all practical jokes.
Yeah. It could get out of hand as practical jokes. We put some skunk scent when the skunk scent come out. It had a 2-part mixture in there. We'd put it on people's hitches or something like that, or on their bumper where they couldn't quite really figure it out, but that stuff smelled so bad. Man,
it was rough. There was a lot of practical jokes went on back then, but times have changed so much, and of course gun-free zones now in schools, where they're not allowing you to carry them. Students carry them to school anymore, and we can't touch on it enough. You've got to pay attention to what's going on because the gun laws are out there every day. They're trying to get more and more passed, and more states are rising up and fighting against it. Illinois is one of them. A lot of sheriffs up there say, hey, we're not going to enforce these laws. You carry a gun if you want to, things like that. But it's getting tough, man. Getting tough out there. Got to pay attention.
We touched on breaking in and stealing a while ago. We're going to get to a serious accusation of theft when we come back. You listen to the Good Outdoors. We'll be right back.
There's only one place in Valdosta if you want the freshest seafood in town. It's Bubba Jack's Crab Shack at 1700 West Hill Avenue. They got wild Georgia shrimp cooked about any way you could want it. Fried, peel and eat, grilled, or buffalo style. They got a Wednesday night oyster special at $7.99 a dozen, and that ain't no mistake. $7.99 a dozen, Wednesday night only. Bring the kids with you, and if they don't eat seafood, get them some chicken tender baskets or hamburger hot dog. And do not forget to try the fresh cut, hand-dipped onion rings at Bubba Jack's Crab Shack, 1700 West Hill Avenue, Valdosta. Val Optics on Patterson Street in Valdosta, Georgia has been providing 1-hour service for 25 years. From eyeglass repair to eye exams conducted by one of 2 on-site optometrists, Val Optics is there for all of your eyesight concerns. There is no need for an appointment and most insurances are accepted. Val Optics also accepts outside prescriptions. So if you need eyeglass repair or an eye exam, stop by Val Optics at 601 North Patterson Street, Valdosta, Georgia. 25 years in business says it all. Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200.
Hey, this is Judd with T3 Outdoors. T3 Outdoors is Valdosta's newest Blue Buffalo dog feed dealer. We also carry 50-pound, 13% sweet feed for $8.99. But hey, feed isn't all we do at T3 Outdoors. We have one of the best selections of guns in town at some of the best prices. We buy, sell, trade, and consign guns daily. Last but not least, archery season will be here before you know it. We are Valdosta's exclusive Hoyt and Bowtech dealer with 2013 packages starting under $650. Please visit us at T3Outdoors.com to learn more today.
Hello, everyone. Dim the lights. Let's do this. Let's get to it. Let's go.
Introducing the winner of Austin's Idol and receiving a $1,000 Austin's gift card, Mr. Steve Seller.
If you want a steak, a salad or fish plate, maybe drink a beer with a friend. Come in as you are. It ain't just a bar at the SEC, the good times never end. A basket full of peanuts, and the best part is, it's an addiction you never have to quit. If you need a break, come along with me to Austin's Cattle Company. Oh yeah, to Austin's Cattle Company.
Austin's would like to thank everyone that participated in the contest and helping Austin's to remain an addiction you never have to quit. Congratulations to our winner, and thank you from Austin's Cattle Company.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie.
Welcome back this morning to the Good Outdoors Radio here in Valdosta, Georgia on 99.5 Kicks Country, man. Y'all be sure to tune in Monday through Friday from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. Catch us, and get up on Facebook here at the Good Outdoors with a Z, and check out our interactive Facebook page and post pictures or whatever. Check out the Good Outdoors, www.thegoodoutdoors.com for past episodes, and check out all of our sponsors too. You know, we list them on Facebook, and we get them on the internet as much as we can, so y'all check them out and be sure to pay attention to them. Steve, you had something to say you wanted about thieves and thievery.
Yeah, there's a serious accusation going on out there that involves the New England Patriots and a Super Bowl ring. Mm-hmm. According to the New York Post, New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft told the audience he was speaking at during a recent award ceremony that he had intended only to show the ring to this particular person. The ring is worth $25,000, but the person he showed it to put it in his pocket and left with it and still has it.
Really?
And you know who this person is?
I don't care who it was. I'd have tackled him.
He is Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia. He has made off with the Super Bowl rings, and this is from 8 years ago now. Putin's spokesman said that Kraft clearly meant the ring, around 70 of which were given to the winning team in the annual AFC Championship, to be a gift, and suggested Kraft should see a psychoanalyst. I was standing right behind the president, and I saw how he was given the ring, spokesman Dmitry Peskov told reporters, where Putin met British Prime Minister David Cameron on the eve of G8 summit. Now, who in the world would believe the credibility of someone on their side? You know, and who, conversely, if you're a Russian, who would believe the credibility of someone on our side? So it would be interesting to see how this shakes out. But I guess it ain't going to shake out. I mean, Bob Kraft, he's loaded. He owns the New England Patriots.
That's what I was thinking.
But he ain't going to Russia to take the ring back. I can guarantee you that.
But at the same time, he's got $25,000 in his hip pocket.
Oh yeah, that's like.
I mean, why don't you just go get another one?
$25,000. That's like $3 to you and $8 to me. You know what I mean? It's it's all relevant.
I understand, you know, the sentimental value of the ring, you know, and that particular ring. But dude, go get you another one. You got the money. You know, you just want your 5 minutes of glory, I guess.
These are the things. These are the things that start wars. You know, I mean, you know, if they don't get this ring controversy solved,
something's gonna happen.
Somebody's gonna push a button.
You dang right.
And speaking of pushing the buttons, you know, the Hollywood lobby has went through the, I don't know what you'd call it, went through the trouble to produce a video to send to Obama to, you know, do away with nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Matt Damon, Robert De Niro, Michael Douglas, all these superstars have gotten together, and they're putting the pressure on Obama to use his platform at the G8 summit to get rid of nuclear weapons. So
you know what though, I don't understand that they want to do away with nuclear weapons. So President Obama, just say he was to go up there and they say, okay, here's a ban on all nuclear weapons. We're going to do away with them all. So if America does away with them all, do you think everybody else is going to do away with them?
Well, that's the thing. You got to, you know, arms reduction has been has been something that's went on for years. You know, since towards the end of the Reagan administration, I think. You know, Reagan during the Cold War, you know, things had to be done to thwart the threat. Okay, so we went on a big binge of creating nuclear weapons and stockpiling nuclear weapons, which was the right thing to do by any person's measure. It basically ended the Cold War, you know, that and a lot of other things. But 1 or 2 nuclear weapons is a lot. That's a lot of firepower with today's technology. I mean, we can send one bomb, and not just us. Russia could. Some other countries could. You can send one bomb that'll pretty much take care of a whole country. Okay, so why do you need 3,000 of them? Is the logic there? So arms reduction has been taking place for the past several years. Now they keep reducing. Now people, that's not enough. People want to just get rid of them all. And I want to go on record. I wish that we could flip a switch and there be no nuclear weapons that nobody had, then that ends the threat. But what you just said,
it doesn't end the threat because the technology is still there to make them.
Yeah, but it takes years. It takes literally years, even us with our technology to enrich the uranium. Maybe not years, but it takes a period of time. You just can't say, well, I'm going to wake up and build a bomb. We're going to launch it Friday. It don't work that way. But my point is, I think everybody would say, let's get rid of nuclear weapons and be gone with them, done with them forever. That way, no matter what happens, there's no threat of ending the world, because that's what's at stake right here. You could launch a nuclear attack, and the end of the world could occur as we know it. But the problem is, we can't magically snap our fingers and make sure Russia gets rid of all theirs at the exact same time we get rid of all of ours. The fear is that we may get rid of all ours, and then Russia still have a few hidden. So we're never going to get to that.
Yeah, right. And Russia's going to feel the same way. They may get rid. United States ain't going to get rid of all theirs, and quite honestly, why would you? I mean, I don't know that this other country is telling me the truth, so I don't want to be sitting here without it.
I mean, we can't even figure out if Iran's or how close they are. How are we going to know if Russia does, for God's sake? So that's you could sit here and ask. That's what I'm getting. That's my whole point of this. The monumental waste of time, effort, energy, and cash to put out this stupid video. They could have taken that money and pick out some other charity.
Exactly.
This Darfur starvation campaign that a lot of the Hollywood people support.
Yep.
I would have liked to have seen them send their money to that, or cancer research, or something, or underprivileged children. Anything besides something that ain't never going to take place. It's just a total waste of time and energy and effort and money. It infuriates me, man.
Yep.
Common sense goes a long way. I was talking to somebody, I think Eddie Bosque up in South Carolina. We were on this subject the other day. Common sense goes a long, long way. It really does. But some people don't have it.
No, and a lot of these, the movie stars up there, a lot of them use their fame for the wrong reasons, and this is a wrong reason to me. They could, like you said, put this money into so many more good uses, but yet you got to make a movie to try to get the president's attention, and there's
on something that cannot happen.
No, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Whew, man, it just gets my blood pumping. Like, come on, Peter, you honestly think everybody's going to get together, hold hands, sing Kumbaya, and then destroy our nuclear weapons? It's not going to happen.
It ain't going to happen.
Good grief.
It ain't going to happen, I get so frustrated with the people like that. They just, people with any kind of star power or influence, you'll see them get up there with their own agenda. It's not, it's their own agenda that they want to get passed. And it's wrong. It's the same way with your politicians. I gripe about it all the time. They get up there and push their own agenda, not what the people that they represent want. And I understand movie stars don't represent anybody but themselves, but why get up there and just try to manipulate everybody that loves you to death and follow you and respect you and make them believe the way you want?
I totally agree with you, but it even goes deeper than that on this particular case. The politician that gets up there and he pushes his own agenda, usually when he pushes it through, there is an effect, or he can have an effect on whatever the cause is he's pushing, whether you and I agree with it or not. In this particular instance, they're pushing something that cannot take place. It cannot happen.
Nope.
It's impossible. It's like licking your elbow. You can't do it.
I wish you'd never said that. Now, Darrell Seffel's over there trying to lick his elbow.
He can't do it. You can't lick your elbow.
The rest of the show, I'm going to be watching him trying to lick his elbow.
I mean, it's just it's infuriating to watch a politician get up there and say, get up there and go for something. Let's just say a waste treatment plant being built in his district. He wants to fight for that, and 100% of the citizens are against it. He's still fighting for something that could possibly take place.
Yep.
But this
nuclear
ended
arms,
nuclear it can't. It's a monumental, idiotic waste of time, effort, energy, and money. It's just crazy. It infuriates me, man. I can't stand it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just going to have to break down and run for office one day.
Yeah, one day we're just going to have to do it.
But then you have to deal with the stuff that 50% of the people want and 50% of the people don't want, and you're stuck in the middle of the decision-making process. So
well, no,
people are going to love you, and people are going to hate you.
You know what? To me, that's pretty simple. If I actually have it split right straight down the middle, 50-50, I just won't vote on that one. I mean, y'all got to make a decision, folks. I mean, that's plain and simple.
That'll get you reelected.
You got to rise up, and you got to tell me what you want.
They are telling you. Half of them telling you they want it, and half of them telling you they don't want it.
Yeah, but
they rising up, baby.
Yeah, but you know what? 3/4 of the people didn't even say what they wanted. That's my whole point. I don't want, I want to be, if I wanted to be an elected official, if I was an elected official, I would want more than 25% of my constituents to stand up and tell me what they want. That's basically what's happening.
I would too, but the bottom line is, as bad as this may sound, you represent all the people.
Oh, yeah.
But if I was elected, or I'm not elected, I believe that whoever's in office right now, he ought to be representing those who bothered to vote for him.
Oh, yeah.
And he shouldn't care. I mean, you got to care. I'm not saying that, but I wouldn't give credence to I think it ought to be public knowledge. I think I don't care. I mean, I don't know why anyone would be scared to say who they voted for, other than if it's some sort of business related issue or something. I can understand that. So I'm not lobbying to disclose who you voted for, but I think it ought to be public knowledge. I mean, public knowledge. I think it ought to be listed somewhere that if you voted or not. I don't want to disclose if you voted Republican, Democrat, Independent, who you voted for, but you ought to be able to Google the voting register somehow and say Darrell Sample. I wonder if he voted. Put in his information and say, yeah, he voted. Why wouldn't?
Yeah,
I wouldn't care. I mean, would you care, Darrell?
I would not care. Darrell Sample, would you care?
Well, what's there to think? You wouldn't care. I mean, you wouldn't want to know if you vote, not who you voted for, but if you voted or not. I mean, yeah.
No, because that's one of my rights.
Yeah, it's one of your rights.
Yeah. So is owning a gun a right?
If someone like a group of people like you find out that I didn't vote, now you coming after me because I didn't vote.
What am I coming after you for?
No. Well,
mad I didn't vote. That's where I would come down and say.
We're going to cover this a little bit more. We're going to get a microphone over here.
It's fixing to get serious.
We'll be right back here on the Good Outdoors.
With over 40,000 machines in the field, the pro's choice is Dixie Chopper. Be a pro, buy a chopper. Built right here in America with one simple goal. Build a mower that cuts more grass and doesn't break when you use it. Be a pro, buy a chopper. With Chopper's price, performance, and reliability guarantee, make the smart choice. Be a pro, buy a chopper.
We're running out of time. We're drawing the line. This is our battle cry.
Huntin' is Good TV is an action-packed hunting show with a mission to secure our hunting heritage. Join Steve Nichols, Trey Weatherington, and Neil Armati each week as they hunt across the U.S. and Canada with pro athletes, actors, wounded warriors, kids, and regular old Joes who know hunting is good. Huntin' is Good TV airs on Pursuit Channel and is available on Dish Network Channel 240 and DirecTV Channel 604. For more info, visit huntingisgoodtv.com and follow on Facebook at facebook.com/HIG TV show. You can also use your high-speed internet connection to watch online by logging on to filmon.com at the airtimes posted on our website. And remember, hunting is good.
This is our battle cry.
Just a Mere Farm is a full boarding, training, and lesson facility conveniently located on Valdale Road in Hayhire. Just a Mere Farm offers a facility like no other in the area with many amenities to meet all your equine needs, whether it's riding, training, or boarding. If riding is your passion, Just a Mere has you covered with an indoor arena, a large lighted outdoor arena with an alleyway, a large jump course arena, a round pen for training, trails, and access to dirt roads. Private and shared lessons are available, so give Just a Mere Farms a call today at 229-460-2331.
So, Dawson, is Dad still ill about you calling him out on his shooting ability?
I don't think so, but I have seen him on the range a lot more lately.
Dad always says practice makes perfect.
That's what he says, but I don't think it works for adults.
Why do you say that?
Well, from the look of the scorecard, it's making it worse.
Dawson, bring me some more shotgun shells.
Okay, Dad.
If you need some practice, come by Southwind Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river headed towards Quitman. With a top-notch clubhouse, a 5-stand, sporting clays range, as well as a rifle and pistol range, Southwind has what you need to succeed. World-class quail hunting is also available with some of the finest bird dogs around.
Dad sure shoots a lot.
Yeah, if he keeps this up, Mom's gonna be mad.
Why is that?
Because he's spending all Mom's shopping money on shotgun shells.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie.
It's on now. We're back here on the Good Outdoors. We're going to have a little discussion here.
Yeah, I think it's fixing to get serious and tense up in here now.
Wait a minute. He holds the switch over there. He can shut us off at any time.
Well, I know that.
No, I'm not that mean.
Let's talk about this a little bit. Darrell Sample Jr., you say you made a statement that your vote doesn't count. Is that how you feel?
Not all the time. Sometimes I kind of feel that way. When it comes down to remember, I'm the one, I don't trust the government in anything they do.
Oh, I know you don't. And you're very adamant. We talk about it all the time.
Well, let me say something right here. People, we're an outdoor show, okay? And people are going to be listening to this wondering, why are y'all talking about this? Well, it affects us because our vote.
For gun control.
We vote on issues that affect the good outdoors, be it gun control, be it funding for use of our tax dollars for state parks. I mean, voting is an intricate part of the good outdoors, so that's why we're on this subject, and we'll continue with the discussion. But I made the statement going into break that I think it should be mandatory. I think they should create a registry to show who voted and who did not vote. Now, I don't care to know who you voted for or if you voted yes or no on the issue. But the thing is, did you vote? And Darrell Sample had hesitation, saying, well, I don't know if he wants to disclose that or not. We got a phone call. We'll go ahead and take it this morning. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors. How are you?
All right. This is Chris from Bosley.
Chris.
What you got, Chris?
I got a good buddy of mine. He was a Vietnam vet.
Yep.
And he refuses to vote.
And what's his reasoning?
He just got a bad taste in his mouth when he come back from Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever he has a derogatory comment about our elected politicians, I tell him, shut the heck up, because you didn't vote.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the point we're making.
Yeah, I agree. Shame on him, because the very core reason why I'm so passionate about what I'm talking about now is because of people like him that went over there and fought to help protect our country and protect against the spread of communism, so we can go exercise our right to vote. And for him to come back and say, I'm not going to vote, shame on him. I appreciate what he did, but shame on him. Shame on him for not voting. So, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter what the issue is or which side of the card you're on. You better go vote, or you have no say so. You're not even.
No say so.
In my opinion, you're not really even a U.S. citizen, because you're not exercising. You're not taking part in the process. So why do you have any say?
Right. It's like a independent woman these days needs to go vote because somebody in the past fought for her right to vote.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right.
You're exactly right. So I know it's a hot button issue, and maybe I'm being extreme. I'm just using it for example, but you should not be ashamed of the fact that you voted. So therefore, you shouldn't have a problem with letting everybody know it. What you should be ashamed of is not going to vote. Now, if you had something to do that day, there was an emergency, you're sick or whatever, I mean, you just say it. Hey, did you vote? No, I was sick that day. Okay, fine,
well,
whatever.
You can write it in.
You can write it in. That's right. And then
or absentee ballot or something.
Right, and then we were discussing off during the break there that, well, when you're given choice A or B and you don't like either one of them, that can't be a reason you don't go vote for the very reason you just said. You can write somebody else in. I mean, if you could say, well, it don't matter if I vote or not. It ain't gonna matter if I write them in. You should go vote. I think you should be penalized for not voting. That's me.
Well, on a lighter note, how'd y'all like them long legs down by the river?
Man, I saw that picture this morning. Like he was having a good time.
Oh yeah.
You laid up there, just reclined back, and
that's down behind Rick's Country Store off of 19 on the Oclockley River.
Well, I guarantee
right where that is.
If you get too hot, all you got to do is just flop right over in the water, didn't you?
Yep. All right, y'all have a good.
Appreciate it, man.
Chris. Later. We got another call coming in. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors. How are you?
Hey.
What's your take, David, about voting? You'll be able to vote in 2 years?
I don't really think my vote counts anymore.
Why?
Shame on you, young David.
That's right.
Shame on you, young
Your
David.
vote, every single vote count. If you, along with 2 million of the, kids your age, think the same way, okay, and the too many of you do not vote. You see where I'm going?
Yeah, but look at the Bush versus Gore election. Gore won popular vote. Bush won electoral college vote. Bush went back in.
That's right.
Our vote does not count.
Okay.
It does count.
It does count, too.
If you would have had 2 million of you, he would have won the electoral.
Why do we have the electoral?
Why
isn't it just straight up popular vote?
Should not be there.
You can argue that all day, and that is a political contest. That's not what we're talking about. It doesn't matter whether it's the electoral college, the popular vote, whatever. We're talking about, does your vote matter? And it does. It does. If it don't matter, if your vote don't matter, then why are you worried about the way the government runs in the first place? You shouldn't.
But you see what I mean? The electoral college vote should be illegal.
The electoral college, that's a process. That's not what the discussion is about. The electoral college is not your vote. We're talking about your vote. What should you vote or should you not vote? And whether your vote counts or it don't count, the question is, should you vote or should it be mandatory? Should you vote? And if you don't vote, should you have a say-so in anything? And then the answer is 0. No, you shouldn't. If you don't go vote, you should not have an opinion. Whether you think your vote counts or not is irrelevant. Should you go vote?
Well, everyone should vote.
Okay, that's it. Everyone should vote. You should, in my opinion, you should be fined or penalized if you don't vote.
Because I mean, whether it counts or not, it's still a vote.
That's exactly right. That's all I'm saying.
Each and every vote does count in one way, shape, form, or fashion. Okay, your vote does count, whether you believe it does or not. Okay, just take, for instance, 2,500 of people that thought just the way you did could have changed the outcome of the electoral college. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So your vote will count.
Let me ask you this right here. Do you know why Obama got reelected? Do you know the reason why?
Electoral college.
Yeah, but the core reason is very simplistic. He won because he literally got more votes than his opponent, okay? Now, when you break that down and look at the left and the right, the percentage of the voters on the left was higher than the percentage of voters on the right, meaning out of X amount of people who could have voted on the right, on our side, my side, we sent less voters to the poll than the Democrats. That's the reason he won. He got more votes, literally, but it was because more people actually went out and voted that were Democrats than were Republicans. That's the reason he got elected. You can try to factor in the electoral college in that, and that is a valid argument. But the bottom line is he won because he got more votes. Now, you brought up Bush v. Gore. Gore got more popular votes than Bush. But when you analyze that further, the Democrats, as a percentage, voted higher than the Republicans. So if everybody would have turned out, if it had been mandatory that everybody vote, the Republicans would have won by a landslide, and they would have won convincingly this year is an argument.
Yeah.
So that's my point. So electoral college doesn't really matter in the discussion. So that's a lot of free education right there, buddy. Appreciate you calling, Dave. We got another call coming in, okay?
All right.
All right, thank you. Good morning, caller. You listen to the Good Outdoors. How are you?
Good morning.
How you doing?
All right. People don't think votes count. Didn't they just get rid of that tyrant over in Iran?
Yes, sir, they did. Yes, sir. And I'm sure the vote turnout had a lot to play with that. You know, if people will go vote if something that they're voting on strikes a nerve.
About it, right?
That's right.
If you put on a national ballot right now, do we let the public keep guns or do we take them away? I guarantee you that every single gun owner that's eligible to vote in the United States would turn out to vote for that.
I about venture to say the voter turnout would be more than it was for the presidential election.
I bet. I don't know. I don't disagree with that one bit.
Yeah, I believe that too.
Yeah. So your dictator vote analogy there, you know, if the people want to get rid of who's running their government bad enough, they'll go vote.
Yeah, that's right.
And
that's exactly right.
Our society, we've become complacent. We've become, like the young man that just called. You know, some of us are not sure as if our vote counts. Well, it does, but what counts more, almost more in my book, is getting everybody to believe it and turn out. Is turning out the vote is what counts. Mm-hmm. That's why Obama got reelected, because we didn't turn out the vote on our side like they did.
That's right.
I mean,
if y'all talk him into going to Georgia instead of Florida, maybe
that's the whole problem.
You got that right. That's a project. That's a project right there. That reminds me.
I believe you got your work cut out for that.
We do. We sure do. Sure appreciate you calling in this morning.
Man, y'all have a good one.
You too.
And we're talking about this because, you know, gun rights is still, you know, we're still fighting for our gun rights every single day. And if everybody has the same opinion out there as David does, then we're in a losing battle. And that's what we're trying to fight, is not being a losing battle. We need to stand up for our rights across the board. If you've got somebody, just say a state representative that's coming up for election, if he doesn't stand for the same things you do you want to put him in there? No, you don't. So, you know, that's what we're talking about. We have gun rights and that are being infringed on every single day. Things can happen at any time. We want you to get out there and be a part of the cure, is what I'm going to call it, a part for the cure for gun control.
Amen.
Hey, we got to take a break. We'll be right back here on the Good Outdoors.
Attention Outdoor Nation. Adel Outfitters, located at exit 39 on I-75 in Adel, Georgia, has over 18,000 square feet of outdoor unbelievability just waiting on you. Specializing in a wide range of outdoor supplies for everyone, including hunting, fishing, shooting, kayaking, camping, little league, clothing, knives, boots, you name it, Adel Outfitters has it. They also have that personal one-on-one attention that you just might not be getting from some of the big boxes, and Adel Outfitters has a whole lot less overhead, so you'll be surprised at the deals. So come see us now at Adel Outfitters, exit 39, Adel, Georgia. Woo-wee! Sweet Tea's Smokehouse on South Hutchinson Avenue, Adel, is the bomb. You ain't had good old South Georgia barbecue if you ain't been to Sweet Tea's Smokehouse. Ribs, chicken, pork, beef, good grief, this is some fine eating. And it ain't called Sweet Tea's for nothing. Ice cold sweet tea and good old barbecue plate with all the trimmings is what living in the South is all about. Head up Highway 41 north towards Adel. Swing into Sweet Tea's Smokehouse for lunch or dinner. Great southern barbecue like it's supposed to be. And don't forget some of that fine Brunswick stew. Woo-wee!
Wow, look at Bob trimming the grass. He's so fast.
Yeah. I know, and that mower is so big.
And it's got a huge deck.
And it cuts the long grass with deep roots so easily.
Yeah, Bob's a bad boy.
When you want to cut grass like a champion, get yourself a Bad Boy mower from Nashville Tractor. Nashville Tractor carries an exclusive line of Bad Boy zero-turn mowers. See them now at Nashville Tractor in Valdosta and in Nashville.
The grill might be in storage, but that's what campfires are for. And the backyard party is on hiatus, but that's because everyone is tailgating. Only the seasons change, tastes don't. And when you've got Bud Light Lime, you don't need summer to have a good time. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Look for a Bud Light Lime and find your summer state of mind anytime. It's in the lime. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Lime flavored beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Brigman and Brigman Cabinets in Hayhira, Georgia specializes in custom-built cabinets. You can come in and sit down with our staff and start from scratch to develop the perfect cabinet layout, or bring in your plans and start there. From design to installation, Brigman and Brigman can help you every step of the way. Estimates are always free, and your satisfaction is our goal. Whether it's a remodel, a spec house, or your custom-built dream home, give Brigman and Brigman Cabinets in Hayhira a call at 229-794-2108 to set up an appointment. Crystal River Seafood on St. Augustine Road in Valdosta is a fine seafood dining experience. Folks from miles around come in to enjoy the fine seafood and friendly atmosphere Crystal River has to offer. Their friendly staff makes your dining experience one to remember, as well as one to repeat. Fish like grouper, salmon, mahi, catfish are always great choices, along with shrimp, oysters, crab cakes, and crab legs. Hey, you not in the mood for seafood? Order a juicy ribeye steak. Crystal River Seafood is open for lunch and dinner. Crystal River Seafood, 958 St. Augustine Road, Valdosta, Georgia.
WKAA, Willacoochee, Valdosta. Coming at you this hour. Nothing but the best country music.
99.5 Kicks Country.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun. Talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie.
Welcome back this morning to the Good Outdoors. We've had an interesting hour here, first hour of the Good Outdoors on Monday, and we're gonna have a very interesting second hour also. We're gonna kind of shift gears and get off this a little bit, I hope.
Yeah, we need something more exciting.
Well, we get our blood pumping on this right here. I can tell you that. But, it's time to shift gears a little bit here. I've been looking at the website that Steve talked about, was Outdoor Wire, and there's a lot of things going on it. That's a great website, by the way, www.theoutdoorwire.com. Y'all check it out. Thompson Center Arms has issued a safety recall notice on some of their rifles on the Icon, the Venture, and the Dimension. And it says, cause a safety lever on certain rifles to bind, preventing the safety from becoming fully engaged. In this situation, closing the bolt may move the safety to the fire position. So the rifle will not fire unless the trigger is pulled, of course. However, out of an abundance of caution, we're taking this action to recall the rifle so that the firearm can be inspected by our technicians to ensure that safety lever functions as designed. So if you own a Icon, Venture, or Dimension Thompson Center rifle prior to June 13th, 2013, stop using the rifle and return it to Thompson Center at once, and they will check it out and make sure things are good with it.
You got to stay safe, so make sure you pay attention to all safety recalls, whether it's a gun, vehicle, or whatever.
That's right. But there's a lot of things on this. Georgia has, I think we touched on this the other day on their wildlife tags. You can get the eagle, the bobwhite quail, and the brook trout featured in the Georgia wildlife license plates now.
Mm-hmm.
So lots of things going on there. The U.S. Shooting National Championships closed with new champions and memories. So, and that was in Colorado Springs, Colorado, the last day of competition. The final bullets have been fired at the USA Shooting National Championship for rifle and pistol. And it's been a big, it's been a big event. But it just, it says, shine a spotlight on just the best in our sport. And just didn't tell the whole story. There's a lot of different techniques of shooting goes on in this. There's the men's 3-position rifle shooting, which is shooting from 3 different positions on a timed course. There's a lot of competition shooting goes on out there that it's just a world that I don't see a lot of. I've watched a lot of the pistols before. These guys shooting these pistols on these courses, they're fast and they're good and they're accurate.
Yeah.
They need them in the firefights you see on TV. That's what they need, But they're so, these people are so much responsible for training our SWAT teams. They get a lot of training from people like this and shooting and being quick and being, very accurate with your shooting. So, we need to give them more props. We just need to pay more attention to it. But it's really good, really, really, really good competition to be in, and I don't think there's any that's right close to here any year, but a lot of them. The national champions men's air rifle competition, all the air rifles, pistols, all kind of stuff went on at this thing. It's a huge event, goes on every year. People from across the country and across the nation just take part in it. So y'all check it out, see what goes on.
Yes, so we always like to support our shooting sports, whether it's sporting clays, rifles, and pistols, and things like that. And right here in Valdosta, you'd be surprised how many people don't hunt but like to shoot their weapons.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people. You can go out there to Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail and enjoy the rifle and pistol range. There's pistol and gun clubs, and I lived over in Brunswick, and there was competitions every weekend at the indoor pistol range over there. And
you hit a nail on the head. You'd be absolutely surprised at the people that don't hunt but that own a firearm and just like to go out there and shoot.
Yeah, I hear a lot of times, or see a lot of times, or notice a lot of times. There's a lot of people that'll say, "Yeah, I got an old shotgun my granddaddy left me in the closet. I ain't fired it in 20 years, But people have guns, and down here in the South, it's just I believe I can say this with pretty much certainty. I believe that there's more households in South Georgia that have guns than do not have guns. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be the case. I don't know if you agree or disagree, you can give us a call 229-253-0995. But I'm thinking of everybody I know trying to.
Yeah, me
and
too.
I don't think I can come across
very few.
I don't know. I don't know that I know any. I'm thinking here.
All I got is a BB gun at the house.
Oh, somebody's coming to get you tonight.
But that's why I got 3 big German Shepherds at my front door.
Yeah, that's like guns. That's like loaded weapons.
Well, it's like yesterday out there at that at Wild Adventures at the dog show when they said the guy asked, he said, "How many people here own dogs?" Let me tell you, I'm ventured to say 95% of the families in that crowd own dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet you if you'd have said how many here own guns, I bet you it would have been almost the same percentage.
Mm-hmm.
It really would. I'm thinking about all my friends that I know. Most every one of them own a gun or have a gun in possession in their house, whether it's them, their boyfriend, fiance, aunt, uncle, whatever it may be. Somebody in that house has a gun.
Yep, no doubt.
Now, I grew up with them around.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's guns in my house, and I guarantee you there's guns in my house. There's guns ready to be used in my house. They're not sitting in the corner. They're not laying on a shelf nowhere, but, I'm not going to tell you where they are because if you break in my house, you're going to see it pretty quick. It ain't hard to get to.
Mm.
But gun ownership, has been on the increase since last year because of the Sandy Hook. Well, actually, before the Sandy Hook tragedy.
Oh, yeah.
Gun sales are on the increase, and I think it's a real good thing. I really do. I think everyone should own a gun. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind if Lake Park said, "Hey, it's mandatory for you to own a gun."
There's community.
You might want to buy one.
I'm not 100% with you on that one. I agree that everybody
look at the
should
crime
own.
rate. Look at the crime rates in the cities that have that law passed.
No, I agree with you that everyone should own guns, but there's some people that shouldn't own guns.
Well, you got to qualify.
You got to qualify. Exactly right. Some people should not own guns. You're right.
If you're a convicted felon, you can't own one. If you're mentally disabled, you can't own one.
Right.
I mean, but
if you're legally
common sense.
If you're legally capable of owning a gun, yes, you should. In my book, I think it should be mandatory. I really do. I don't care if it's a .22 pistol. More people are killed with .22s, I believe, in the United States than anything else. It's a very common gun out there, and it's so much overlooked.
I lean towards. I try to be, and I may be hypocritical on some things and don't mean to be, but I try to stay true to our Constitution. I was thinking earlier, if I could go back and be 16 years old, I'd try to start a club at school of constitutionalists. But I don't believe it should be mandatory to own a gun. I'm not saying I'd vote against it if it come up to vote, but I'm just saying based on the Second Amendment, I just believe that our rights should not be infringed. I believe if you want to own a gun, you should be able to, and if you don't, you shouldn't be able to. And I don't think that the guys that don't want us to own a gun should have a say-so, because the U.S. Constitution guarantees that right in the Second Amendment. And I don't need anybody telling me that I should or should not own a gun when I know that it's my right, my constitutional right to own it. I don't need anybody telling me that you got to do it or you don't got to do it. I already know my right. And if I want to own a gun, and by God, ain't nobody going to stop me from owning it. That's just my opinion.
And you got to really think about where the Second Amendment came from. It was back there. Everyone should own a gun to defend our country.
It was number 2 in all the amendments.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, they thought it important enough to make it the Second Amendment.
After our right to have freedom.
Yeah. So, that's just my opinion. And let's just go by the Constitution. It's common sense. Let's just go by the Constitution. Let's do the things that our forefathers created this country around. Let's just go back to that. I mean, it's not rocket science.
The hard problem is it's too short. There's not enough to read.
Yeah, that's another thing I said earlier. I heard a talk show host on the way back from Jacksonville yesterday say, this country was founded on 18 pages.
Yeah.
Okay, it ain't complicated.
18 pages.
But the Obamacare is 2,800 and something pages. You can't even. You got to have a daggum dolly to roll it in the room to read it.
Man, it's I don't know. And that comes from just. Oh man, I can't even begin to start where crap like that comes from. It comes from these liberals out there that just,
it's rules and regulations and
we need to go back. We need to go back to a simpler time.
Personal responsibility.
Exactly. Personal responsibility, and I'm not saying go back to barbaric times to where an eye for an eye, and if a thief comes in and breaks into your house, you cut off their hand. I
hope that it up against that.
I don't know that you need to go all the way back to that because of today's society and the way that kids are taught, and brought up. But
if you chop their hand off, they wouldn't steal.
Yeah, the people get out there get the clue.
Yeah,
that's true. Let's take this call this morning. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
Hey guys.
How you doing?
Mitch.
What's up, Mitch?
Hey guys. Oh, look here. You keep talking about the Constitution, this, that, and the other. The Constitution is actually very simple. It tells Congress what it can do, not what it can't do.
That's right.
So, therefore, you really don't have to have the Bill of Rights. Your Second Amendment, First Amendment, this, that, and the other, all that is make states feel better when the country is being assembled and being founded. But the Constitution does not tell Congress that we can't own guns. It only tells them what they can do, which is basically tax, form a navy, so on and so forth, and make laws that pertain to everyone in the country, not just a select few, which is what Obamacare does.
Yeah, I agree with the gist of your conversation. The Bill of Rights is actually a further detailed explanation for the idiots out there that cannot understand the U.S. Constitution.
Well, that makes the states feel better. You actually have it put on paper, this is what's going to happen, or this is the law of the land. Right. If it makes everybody feel better, I agree with you, Steve. But the Constitution only tells Congress what it can do. It doesn't tell it what it cannot do. So if you say you can only go to the store and buy a gallon of bleach, it's easier than saying, well, you can't go buy milk, soap, powder, toilet paper, razors, shaving cream. It's easier just to say what you can do than what you cannot do. Do you kind of follow my gist there?
Oh, I follow the gist of it. The whole purpose of the amendments to the Constitution is because somebody came up with an argument, like you're saying there, and they said, well, we need to elaborate and we need to explain this. So that's what the amendments came about because of that reason, because people don't have common sense.
Well, yeah, that's obvious. Like I saw one day at McDonald's, a sign right there where the workers work at. The funny thing about common sense is it ain't so common. That was in McDonald's.
That's right. Yeah, that's ironic right there, huh? I could actually tell you a story that happened this weekend, but I'm not. So,
well, you'll tell me later then.
I'll tell you later, yeah. But it required a little common sense at McDonald's, and there was none to be found. So.
Well, it's kind of hard to find it there, I promise.
You got that right. You got that right.
Hey, Mitch, this is Darrell. I lost your phone number, man. Send it to me again. I got something to talk to you about.
Okay, I will.
All right.
Appreciate you calling, Mitch.
No problem.
All right, buddy.
See you, man. I'm looking at the amendments. That protects the right to keep and bear arms. That's the Second Amendment.
Yeah, that's what we said earlier. It's the second one. The second one out of the box.
Like Darrell said, right behind your freedom of speech, religion, press, and assembly, and petition the government. So it's very important. Hey, we got to take a break. We'll be right back here on the Good Outdoors.
Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200. It's that time of year. People everywhere will be scrambling to find somebody to take care of filing their taxes. Fast Tax and Bookkeeping at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q has a quick turnaround time and the knowledge to prepare your taxes properly, making sure you are getting what's due. With $25 1040 EZ filings, electronic refunds in a flash, military and college student discounts, and fast and friendly service, drop by and see Lisa Griffiths and the gang at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q, or give them a call at 229-253-0181 to schedule an appointment.
SWAT Graphics, located at 300 South Toombs Street, is the area's #1 graphic design service company. Specializing in graphic banners, stickers, signs, and design, SWAT Graphics can help from concept to completion. If you have a design idea for a company logo, SWAT Graphics can bring it to reality. Maybe you have a logo and just need it placed on a sign, sticker, or banner. Whatever the case, stop by SWAT Graphics at 300 South Toombs Street, Valdosta, or give them a call at 241-9185. SWAT Graphics, proud sponsor of the Good Outdoors.
Hey, this is Judd with T3 Outdoors. T3 Outdoors is Valdosta's newest Blue Buffalo dog feed dealer. We also carry 50-pound 13% sweet feed for $8.99. But hey, feed isn't all we do at T3 Outdoors. We have one of the best selections of guns in town at some of the best prices. We buy, sell, trade, and consign guns daily. Last but not least, archery season will be here before you know it. We are Valdosta's exclusive Hoyt and Bowtech dealer with 2013 packages starting under $650. Please visit us at T3Outdoors.com to learn more today.
There's only one place in Valdosta if you want the freshest seafood in town. It's Bubba Jack's Crab Shack at 1700 West Hill Avenue. They got wild Georgia shrimp cooked about any way you could want it. Fried, peel and eat, grilled, or buffalo style. They got a Wednesday night oyster special at $7.99 a dozen, and that ain't no mistake. $7.99 a dozen, Wednesday night only. Bring the kids with you, and if they don't eat seafood, get them some chicken tender baskets or hamburger hot dog. And do not forget to try the fresh cut, hand-dipped onion rings at Bubba Jack's Crab Shack, 1700 West Hill Avenue, Valdosta.
Justamere Farm is a full boarding, training, and lesson facility conveniently located on Valdale Road in Hayhire. Justamere Farm offers a facility like no other in the area with many amenities to meet all your equine needs, whether it's riding, training, or boarding. If riding is your passion, Justamere has you covered with an indoor arena, a large lighted outdoor arena with an alleyway, a large jump course arena, a round pen for training, trails, and access to dirt roads. Private and shared lessons are available, so give Justamere Farms a call today at 229-460-2331.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Welcome back this morning to The Good Outdoors. It's already 5:15. Man, this morning is going by fast. We've been talking about our constitutional rights and why it is important to get out there and vote, and what we believe in severely here is our Second Amendment right. And, things have kind of relaxed a little bit now. We've talked about it, since some of the measures were shot down, but it's coming back. They're gonna come back.
Yep. The U.S. Constitution, just a fast fact, the U.S. Constitution is not printed on a single page. It is printed on 6 pages. Pages 1 through 4 are the base text of the Constitution. Page 5 is the letter of transmittal, and page 6 contains the Bill of Rights. So page 1 through 4 pages is what this country was started on. 4 pages. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, Obamacare, over 2,000 pages. Mm-hmm. That's just phenomenal to me.
Yep.
And I'm picking on Obamacare. It's just not anything that happens in our government. You talking about some wasted trees? Good gracious. I mean, the paperwork, holy cow.
The government does not know how to do anything simple.
Nope.
That all comes from these dang liberal people just botching everything up. There's so many ways around it. I mean, everybody deserves due process, but let me tell you, I could not be a public defender, me personally, a public defender, and have to try to defend somebody and get them off that I know is guilty of murder. I don't know how somebody does that, but it happens every day. I mean, how could you? Could you do it?
Look at some of the defense attorneys out there making lots of money doing just
they're making
that.
lots of money doing it. And that's how some of this crap got started that we have to fight now every single day. Well, you know, I'm going to make a name for myself. I'm going to go up there and defend this person and get them off, even though I know they're guilty. How do you live with yourself at night? How do you lay down and go to sleep?
Yeah, they're doing it.
But then, you know, trickles down all the way down to even a car wreck. You know, I know people that, you know, that are, it's been on the news wire several times of lawyers out there saying, you know, that going to fight for somebody that got in a car wreck. Say, hey man, you need to lay down. You need to be hurt when you're not really hurt. That's, you know, I'm not picking on lawyers. There are great lawyers out there, but that's how all this crap got started in the United States. People wanting something for nothing. People not wanting to work anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like Walmart, you know, go in there and slip and fall and you sue Walmart. Really?
The only time I'm going to do something like that is if it was something that they did that was really wrong.
Well, if they hurt
Negligence.
Yeah, but don't go in there, oh my God, my money's running out. I got to go get hurt again. You know, there's people out there that do it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're too sorry to get out there and work because the government has given them everything. You know, I got to get off of this. We got to get back to some outdoor stuff.
Saying, what government? What government you talking about giving what stuff away? Yeah. I need to get with that government.
Well, it's, you
don't
know,
get me started on that either.
The Bill of Rights is what we were talking about. The amendments and specifically the Second Amendment. You know, like Mitch had called in and saying the U.S. Constitution spells it out in those 4 pages, and it does. It does. It's the whole purpose of what we were founded on. But they came back just a few years later and added 10 amendments to the U.S. Constitution, and just for further explanation and clarification, because there seemed to be confusion or whatever, but the first 10 amendments, explained simple things like our gun ownership, freedom of the press, and things like that. The rights to vote and different kind of things like that. But since then, there's been 17 more amendments, put forth and ratified to the U.S. Constitution. You know, the last one was the 27th Amendment, 203 years after the U.S. Constitution was made. It's
really,
yeah. We tend to complicate matters as a society. There's no doubt about it. We've lost our common sense, in my opinion, as a government. But I tell you, it's
you know, a lot of your gun manufacturers, Remington, Smith & Wesson, your large ones and your small ones, they constantly support efforts to lobby Congress and senators to quit trying to change the Second Amendment, quit trying to take your guns. Yeah, I understand that they're in the business, you know, that's how they make their living, but they also are supporters of our Second Amendment rights.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you got to pay attention to them and support them in every way, shape, form, and fashion that you can. Remington, Smith & Wesson, both of them are huge contributors to like the NRA organization and different organizations that stand up and fight for your rights every day. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. You know, Remington has a Congressional Sportsman's Foundation. You know, and it's a great organization where they help fight for your rights. They help, you know, to get the awareness up there that guns are not bad. Guns in the right hands are actually really good. And
you know, crime. if you were able to flip a switch and just go back to the intentions of the amendments, I think the economy would suffer because you got so many groups that are lobbying on each side of the issue that if you suddenly flipped the switch and said, "Hey, we're just going to go by it. We're going to go by the Constitution," it'd put them out of business. Unemployment would go up.
Mm-hmm.
We got a call. Come, we'll go ahead and take it. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors. How are you?
Guys, it's me again. I can't shut up. Darrell, you know, you're talking about Remington being a, you know, huge lobbyist, this, that, and other in Congress.
Mm-hmm.
They're owned by the Freedom Group, which one of the major stockholders in the Freedom Group is George Soros.
Mm-hmm.
The Bushmaster was also owned by the Freedom Group. They've since been dumped since the Sandy Hook shooting. Simply because a teachers union out in California owned a large percentage of that company stock as retirement funds. And when that happened, that school, the teachers union dumped that their stock, basically made that company worthless, so the Freedom Group sold it off. So it's not just Remington, Bushmaster, Smith & Wesson, whoever on the surface. If people look deep into actually who owns these companies, they may be surprised.
Yeah, it's stockholders, the majority stockholders and stuff. Remington is part of the Freedom Group, which is owned by Cerberus Capital Management, which George Soros is a huge investor in.
Correct.
So, when you dig, and you got to remember something, people like George Soros and multi-billionaires like that, they don't turn down the chance to make a dollar, and they know right now there's been more anti-gun people invest in gun companies than at any point in the history of the United States.
Yeah, to make a dollar.
To make a dollar. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's just like these senators and representatives and stuff we elect to go up to Washington. I mean, come on, they make a career out of something that should have been public service.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, bottom line, my opinion, there should be time limits on the president as well as Congress.
Yes, I'm all for term limits.
Every 8 years, I think you should be out, new blood. Because once you get up there, you get the Ted Kennedys of the world that sit there and make a career out of it, make millions of dollars off of my back and your back, and pass laws like Obamacare that, in my opinion, are illegal because the Constitution says it shall make no law that does not apply to every man.
Mm-hmm.
But they have the option to have a different insurance policy than Obamacare. I don't know. I know this is an outdoor show, but I really like where y'all going this morning, because this stuff right here, gets me awake, gets me mad, and I don't know. I just can't keep my mouth shut this morning for some reason.
There's
nothing wrong with that.
The Freedom Group also own several firearms companies. They own Marlin. They just bought out Marlin recently.
Firearms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you think about that, it's scary because if they keep buying these, he don't have enough money to buy them all. But you talk about Remington and Marlin, that's some pretty big names. Those are stalwarts in the industry. Those have been around for hundreds of years, most of them. And for a guy that is a liberal, now I don't know this. Now I know George Soros is a liberal, but I don't know if he's anti-gun or pro-gun. I don't know that. Do you know that, Mitch?
I don't know if I believe is not really our friend.
I know he's not our friend, but I don't know if he's for or against guns.
Well, it doesn't. I don't particularly know that either, but I do know that if he is anti-gun, this is hypothetical. Like you just said, he can't buy everything by himself, but collectively they can. And if they own everything, then they can actually set their price to a point to where you can't afford anything.
Oh yeah.
Or they can shut it down completely. Because the people with money, it's just money to them. $5 to them or $5,000 to them is like $500 to me.
Mm-hmm.
Individually they're weak, collectively they're strong, just like us. Problem is, they get out there on the limb further than we do sometimes.
Yeah. Just reading right here, just for FYI, and I don't know, it's hard to believe in a way, but a couple of statements here. This guy that wrote this article says, anytime there's talk of gun control, good or bad, George Soros will make millions of dollars.
Exactly right.
All right, but his official stance on guns that he is a pro-gun advocate and that he believes in the Second Amendment, which I find odd.
You would too if you don't work for him.
Oh yeah, but that actually, if he's telling the truth, that actually comforts me somewhat. That the guy that's buying up all these gun companies is truly a gun advocate. I hope that's the case.
But yet he's dumped $7 million into gun control groups since 2011,
and that's part of his investment strategy to keep it says it right here. He promotes President Obama's efforts for gun control because it keeps driving his stock up. He's not a hypocrite, according to this article. I'll give him that much. But
he also promoted a UN control over gun ownership.
Oh yeah,
he's a businessman that's riding. Like I said, he's a businessman that's making his money on the backs of the sportsmen working men out there.
Yeah, I think what would happen is if the God forbid that if the scales tilted in favor of gun control, and it meant him making $1, I believe he'd sway his opinion over that way. That's what I believe about George Soros. I believe his opinion is going to blow with the wind, depending on what makes him money and what don't.
Exactly. That's what makes people like him so dangerous.
Mm-hmm. You're right. Appreciate the call, Mitch. Have a good day at work, buddy. All right, see you. 229-253-0995 is the number to call. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You listen to the Good Outdoors on 99.5.
Wow, look at Bob trimming the grass. He's so fast.
I know, and that mower is so big.
And it's got a huge deck.
And it cuts the long grass with deep roots so easily.
Yeah, Bob's a bad boy.
When you want to cut grass like a champion, get yourself a Bad Boy mower from Nashville Tractor. Nashville Tractor carries an exclusive line of Bad Boy zero-turn mowers. See them now at Nashville Tractor in Valdosta and in Nashville.
Quitman, Georgia, and antiques go hand in hand. Tammy's Antiques and Consignment, located at 211 East Screven Street in Quitman, is a traditional Southern antique shop with a little twist, offering a consignment program that fits like a glove in the spacious downtown shop. But the real twist is Zumba. That's right, Tammy also offers Zumba fitness classes as well as tanning. Come by and check out the literally thousands of items upstairs and down. And if you have an item that you want Tammy to sell, bring it in. That's Tammy's Antiques and Consignment, 211 East Screven Street, Quitman, or give Tammy a call at 229-506-9146.
Attention Outdoor Nation. Adel Outfitters, located at exit 39 on I-75 in Adel, Georgia, has over 18,000 square feet of outdoor unbelievability just waiting on you. Specializing in a wide range of outdoor supplies for everyone, including hunting, fishing, shooting, kayaking, camping, Little League, clothing, knives, boots, you name it, Adel Outfitters has it. They also have that personal one-on-one attention that you just might not be getting from some of the big boxes, and Adel Outfitters has a whole lot less overhead, so you'll be surprised at the deals. So come see us now at Adel Outfitters, exit 39, Adel, Georgia. Woo-wee! Sweet Tea's Smokehouse on South Hutchinson Avenue, Adel, is the bomb. You ain't had good old South Georgia barbecue if you ain't been to Sweet Tea's Smokehouse. Ribs, chicken, pork, beef, good grief, this is some fine eating. And it ain't called Sweet Tea's for nothing. Ice cold sweet tea and good old barbecue plate with all the trimmings is what living in the South is all about. Head up Highway 41 north towards Adel. Swing into Sweet Tea's Smokehouse for lunch or dinner. Great southern barbecue like it's supposed to be. And don't forget some of that fine Brunswick stew. Woo-wee! Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has been serving South Georgia and North Florida for over 3 decades. With 9 locations in the South, Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a full-line distributor for all welding and industrial supplies. The Jones mission is to provide quality products at a competitive price in order to supply the best service available. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has built a reputation for good, honest, old-fashioned service. For a location near you, visit www.joneswelding.com. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a proud supporter of the Good Outdoors. Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Welcome back this morning to The Good Outdoors. Man, it's already 5:30. We're having some good discussions, phone calls off the air, things like that. And I got an answer to one of my questions a while ago, which is actually a really good answer to it. Somebody called and told me, actually, one of my cousins, he's in law school up there, and he was asked the same question: how are you going to defend a murderer? Which is what I said earlier. And somebody is guilty, and he said, you don't defend the person, you defend the law. And that makes a lot of sense. That's about the best way I think it could be answered. So that's a good answer. Sure is. But yeah, it's all about money with George Soros, ain't it? All about money.
All about the Benjamins. And that's the way it is. A lot of these senators and House of Representatives guys or congressmen, they go up there not to make the salary. And we all think, man, $175,000 a year. Let's go. Let's join the bandwagon and get that paycheck. That ain't where their power is. Their power is in their influence and their vote. they vote on issues that affect companies they hold shares in, drives the shares up, and they make millions of dollars. That little old paltry salary that we think is so high ain't crap to them. But we got another call. We'll take it real quick. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I got a question for you. Y'all said that you shouldn't let people with felonies and mental retarded, mentally ill, have guns.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
We're saying that if you're a convicted felon or have mental issues, you should not be able to own a gun.
Yeah. How in the heck did y'all get it?
We just talk nice.
Oh, okay. I just want to be sure, y'all be careful about telling everybody you got guns now.
Okay.
Y'all have a good day.
Appreciate the call,
man. Bye.
229-253-0995.
Right there. I didn't expect that.
Hey, I resemble that remark. Yeah, there should definitely be some a little bit more testing procedures for some of us. Appreciate the call. If you got any comments, good or bad, or just want to take a stab at us, like seems to be the last caller's mission there. 229-253-0995.
He put you guys in the category with me. That can't happen.
No, that's not good. Not good.
Well, everybody gets to pick on somebody at some time, huh?
Goodness. Woo. Interesting weekend in the Good Outdoors. Hot. Of course, we had the HIG TV crew over on the Chattahoochee River in Blakely, Georgia. They got a hog invasion over there, so we had a crew following some guys over there chasing some hogs with dogs. I think they ended up killing 3 or 4.
Yeah, 3, I think it was.
I think Trey actually said they ended up with 4. I know they showed 3 on Facebook or comments on 3, but can't remember. But we always like to eradicate the hogs. It always makes a good story. A few years back, you couldn't find a hog nowhere on that property, and now there's hundreds of them. They're just going through there like bulldozers. So maybe they'll get them all out of there. I doubt it, but good luck.
Yeah.
Makes for some interesting action on the weekends when nothing else is going on. You can hunt hogs year round, just like you can coyotes and things like that. So it's good to get out in the Good Outdoors. And had a group over there, about 12, 15 people, and some kids involved, and just a good trip.
Yeah, I kind of watched some of it as it evolved over the weekend. I know it was hot on them dogs. This is a hard time of the year on dogs when you're trying to run hogs in the woods, man. It's so hot out there, and you got to take special care of them, man, because they get on them pigs and they don't want to stop. They do not want to stop, and they won't.
No, they'll kill themselves. Yes, they'll literally run themselves to death, like you were about to say. So,
man, good weekend. Lots of things went on in the outdoors.
Oh, yes, I actually did something I ain't done since I was about 18 years old.
What'd you do, Darrell?
I actually grabbed a bath? No, I actually grabbed a rod and reel and tossed it in the pond this weekend.
Did you catch anything? Fishing?
No, I just caught some dirty line.
Some dirty line.
But you had a good time, didn't you?
Oh, yes, had a blast.
Man, that's awesome. That's a good thing, man. See, nothing wrong with being outdoors. Just, got outside. You know what I did Saturday, and I'm almost ashamed to say it. We went outside. This is something that happens to me maybe twice a year, and that's it. But I wound up having to go to town Saturday, and me and Michelle and Mackenzie and Aubrey and Caitlin went with us, and went and got Aubrey's picture took, professionally done or whatever you want to call it. Got that done, and then we had to go get Michelle a bathing suit because they're coming up this weekend. Then we had to go shopping again to get groceries and different things. You know what? That's not what I do. I kept telling Caitlin, didn't I? I said I was just out of place. I was ready to get out of there.
Revoke your man card.
Twice a year. I mean, that's it. That's the only time I do it.
2 times too many. You don't catch me.
The other time of year is Christmas, when I go shopping about 2:00 in the morning to get everybody's Christmas gift.
Mm-hmm.
So I just can't stand it, y'all. And it was hot. But still, it was hot. I'd rather been outside. And I don't know. I just fell off the wagon, I guess you'd say.
Bumped your head when you fell off that wagon.
But, I redeemed myself yesterday. Got outside and went swimming. Had a good time. Sure did.
Well, I have here in my hand, I know y'all can't see it here, but it's called, I get it every year. It's Black's Archery and Bow Hunting puts out a publication called the Hot Product Guide for 2013. It's all the latest, newest, greatest archery gadgets for 2013. And man, there's some cool stuff in here. Y'all need to check it out when you get a chance. Again, it's called
all that stuff in there. Do they have one that'll pull the bow back for you?
Actually, they don't have. They have one that will lock the bow back.
Once you pull it back, it'll hold it there.
I don't think it's legal in Georgia to use unless you have a handicap.
It's called a draw lock.
Okay.
But anyway, there's all kind of new gadgets, new and improved gadgets. There's a particular sight in here that has a. I don't know if I can explain it on air, but it's a bow sight that has a front pin sight and a rear. If you can imagine a rifle scope, have your crosshairs. Well, these crosshairs you line up on the pin for increased accuracy. It's called it's by hindsight. It's called the Ghost Rider sight. And that's a pretty neat little gadget there. Mm-hmm. There's of course your hunter safety system vests that we always tell everybody to go out and hunt with. You got to have, whether it's hunter safety system, spider vest, muddy, whatever harness you're going to use, gorilla, doesn't matter. Make sure you wear one. But there's a lot of them coming out with clothes that are they're called interlocking or I can't think of the word escapes me right now, but they're built into the fabric of the hunting clothes where you don't have to worry about putting your jacket on, then putting your vest on. You put your jacket on, you got your vest on. So you just strap it to the tree. It makes it easier. So
the hunter safety system, they just regained control of their social media site.
They got hacked last week. Yeah, there was some bad stuff going on there too.
Wasn't it, man?
Yeah, if you're out there listening and you're a hacker of Facebook, I hope you have a bad day. I hope you get skin up in a motorcycle wreck and somebody pours alcohol all over you.
That's right.
I mean, there's no sense in doing that.
Why do you want to mess with somebody else's day? Really? Ridiculous. I mean, get a life. Get out and get a job.
Get
a job. You don't need to be on the
on
computer all day long. Get a job. I know you probably don't understand what working really means.
Get a job?
But
what does that mean?
Yeah. Get out and quit messing with other people. Why you got I don't know. But it says we truly value the 300,000 people who stuck with us and offered support over the last week, and we offer our thanks to the hundreds who have contacted us to offer assistance. So they regained control, and so hackers, all I can say is, you didn't do a very good job. You lost control. Anyway.
The same thing happened to our friends at T3 Outdoors. And
yeah, it did.
It's just, hunting sites are going to be targeted by people who are against what we do. So.
They sure are. Hey, let's take this call real quick. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
Go Gators.
What?
Go Gators.
Are you drunk?
Nope. Bulldogs.
Somebody slipped something in your Cheerios this morning.
All right, we got to take a break, man. We'll holler at you later.
All right, go Gators.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Got to love them Bulldogs, man. We're going to take a break here, Darrell. All right.
Time,
they intimidate everybody. The Bulldogs just intimidate all the Gator fans out there. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back here on the Good Outdoors.
So, Dawson, is Dad still ill about you calling him out on his shooting ability?
I don't think so, but I have seen him on the range a lot more lately.
Dad always says practice makes perfect.
That's what he says, but I don't think it works for adults.
Why do you say that?
Well, from the look of the scorecard, it's making it worse.
Dawson, bring me some more shotgun shells.
Okay, Dad.
If you need some practice, come by Southwind Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river headed towards Quitman. With a top-notch clubhouse, a 5-stand, sporting clays range, as well as a rifle and pistol range, Southwind has what you need to succeed. World-class quail hunting is also available with some of the finest bird dogs around.
Dad sure shoots a lot.
Yeah, if he keeps this up, Mom's going to be mad.
Why is that?
Because he's spending all Mom's shopping money on shotgun shells.
Man, I have picked up some bad habits.
You don't need any more bad habits. Are you talking about Bad Habits Saloon and Grub?
Oh, yeah, baby. Nothing like throwing back a cold one and watching one of their 26 high-definition TVs.
Yeah, and you don't have to ask what sort of beverage they have, because they've got it all at Bad Habits Saloon and Grub.
That's right, over 300 bottled beers. Any premium drink you could ask for, including single malt scotch and single barrel bourbon.
And 48 beers on tap. Oh, and the food, from juicy ribeye steaks at $9.99 to foot-long premium hot dogs and $10.99 all you can can eat wings from 10 to 11 p.m.
And no matter what mood you're in, there's 3 environments to enjoy: a dining area, a bar, an outside patio, TVs, and all 3 places, baby.
Come on out and enjoy a live DJ every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night, and grab a $2 16-ounce draft or a $6 domestic bucket while you mingle.
Come visit Bad Habit Saloon and Grub and let them serve you what you want, not what they want you to have.
Bad Habit Saloon and Grub near the mall on Gornto Road, right behind Exit 18 Liquors. Tell them we sent you from the Good Outdoors.
Oh, yeah, baby. The food plot to be planted, Darrell's nowhere to be found. You see him, Ronnie?
He's probably in the truck eating a dang sandwich.
I'm sitting right here by this tree, and they don't even see me.
Man, that Real Tree AP was designed to blend hunters with their surroundings, not hide them when it's time to work.
I'm so hidden, the scooters can't even find me.
Okay, Darrell, come on. We got to get this stuff planted.
What's that? Hey, stop it.
Real Tree. It's so real, a coyote might pee on it.
Serves you right, you slacker.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Bemis Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Bemis Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie.
Welcome back to the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. This is our wrap-up segment already, believe it or not, brought to you by Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail. Out on the Quitman Highway, headed towards Quitman on the right. Go out there and see John Peak and enjoy some sporting clays. Rifle and pistol range. You got a clubhouse out there to have corporate gatherings, birthday parties, whatever you want to do. And, of course, the upcoming quail season can't get here fast enough, so y'all make sure y'all check out Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail.
And stay tuned for good things to come. Me and John were talking last Thursday, and he's going to start doing some more community involvement out there, so y'all stay tuned for that. We're going to be a part of it.
Well, I'll tell you what, is if he does more community involvement, he is going to have a full plate, because he is he's always out there helping with the CAC shoot, the Home Builders Association shoot, our Keeping Warriors Outdoors shoot, and all kind of charity events. Active with the youth of the community. Man, I don't see where he's going to fit any more in. But good luck, John. We're here for you, buddy.
That's right. That's right. Man, we had an interesting show this morning. Lots of good calls. We talked about a lot of things with getting out and voting and gun control laws and all kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. A couple of more new product comments in this little Black's book. Everybody knows what a Luminoc is if you're an archer. If you're not, a Luminoc is the not the business end of the arrow, but the arrow that knocks onto your string. It's called the knock. Well, Burt Coyote Company come out with what they call a Luminoc, and it's a lighted knock to where when you shoot the arrow out there, it lights up to where you can find the arrow good, and plus see it in flight where it hits the deer. Well, they've now come out with a Lumen Arrow, which is an arrow with the built-in tip that lights up when you shoot it, so it's all a one-piece unit, and you can buy them in packs of 3 in different spine weights, 300, 350, and 400, not to mention 3 Luminoc color choices of red, green, or pink. Retail starts at $69.95, and it is all made in America.
Nice.
Another product we've touched on here, I saw it in action at the ATA show, which been a lot of controversy over it, a lot of comments on it. It's called the Rack 'em Back Bowmag Arrowhead. It's an arrowhead that you put a 357 Magnum or a 38 caliber bullet in it, and when it hits the target, it explodes. The bullet goes off and goes on through the animal or into the animal.
Lays the smack down on them.
And it is powerful. The video is impressive, but man, they're coming under a lot of fire. It'd be interesting to see how that shakes out. But a 6-pack of them retails for $39.99. You can check them out at www.rackemback.com. That's RACEMBAC.com. Pretty cool product too.
Yeah, I got something for you because I'm kind of over here scratching my head. You're talking about lighted arrows. Mm-hmm. I didn't even realize that you do some hunting at nighttime. I always thought it was
it's not for night. When you the speed of the bows nowadays, well over 300 feet per second. When you shoot it at an animal, at any time of day, sometimes it's hard to see the path of your arrow to see where it hit the deer, or a lot of times it'll go through the deer, and you can't find your arrow to look at the blood. So when you fire this thing off, it lights up, and you can. It's like a tracer in the military, like a tracer almost. You can follow that arrow, the flight of the arrow into the deer. And it does help in low light conditions, like late in the evening, the last 30 minutes of dark when the deer come out.
Part of the time, but I'm like, if you're in there in the middle of the daytime, I don't see how that would work.
You can't see it good at all when you shoot it from your bow.
It's designed for low light conditions, early morning. So many times out there hunting, early morning, late evening is when you're shooting at a deer. Mm-hmm. Or if you're in the woods and it's really thick cover, and it's just not bright daylight, it actually aids you in being able to see where you hit the animal, not just a deer, where you hit the animal at.
But also, if it's plenty bright outside and you shoot an animal at 15 yards, trust me, that arrow's going so fast.
It's hard to see.
If you're shooting like you're supposed to and not trying to follow the path of the arrow, you're not going to see it. Mm-hmm. So that a lot of times the arrows stick in the deer, and the deer runs off with the arrow in the deer. You can see that thing glowing. You know about where you hit him. You can determine if you need to give him some extra time to die. Or you find your arrow out in the ground and get up there and there ain't nothing on it, you missed. So it's just aids in that. Until this year, you had to take your arrow that you had and take a nock and put it on there. Now you can buy the arrow and the nock all in one piece if you so wish. So good stuff.
I'm going to cover the weather right quick this morning. It's still 75 degrees outside. It's hot. It's going to get up to 97 today, so y'all be careful outdoors. 30% chance of rain. Then we got a slight cooling trend. Tuesday, 94. Wednesday, 92. Thursday, right on down to 89, possibly for Friday, which I'll change that. 40% chance of rain later in the week. So that's a regional weather forecast, and still going to be, around 90, 95 degrees all the way through. A 10-day forecast. There ain't a whole lot of difference except for a slight cooling trend. Still going to be hot. 90 degrees is hot no matter what. But
I saw a graph yesterday where the bulk of the United States is going to be getting rain, or at least a strong possibility of it. That's
lots of places need it.
Pretty interesting, yeah, it is. It's very Colorado, where these wildfires are burning out of control. They sure could use a good rain.
They could. Well, I brought Caitlin in again this morning. She's going on her church trip. She starts today. It's what is it? A week long? I think it's a week long trip. Caitlin, grab that microphone right there. You leave out at 7:30 this morning, and y'all going to camp, right? Oh, she just tore it up. Just hold on to it.
Yeah, just hold. Don't try to put it back. Just hold on to it.
Y'all going to camp starting this morning?
Yes, sir.
And where's this camp at?
In South Carolina.
And it's how long? All week?
Oh, all week, yeah.
How long is it in South Carolina?
About 3 feet. It's about 3 feet long.
It's like 7 hours.
It's a 7-hour trip. And how many from your church are going? From your group,
16.
16. 16 youth going to camp?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's awesome. So
I feel sorry for all the people that are chaperoning. They're going to have their hands full.
Going to be a fun trip, though, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to it. Well, good deal. I'm proud of you. Proud of you for going and taking part in that, which you're very faithful about going to church, and that's a real good thing.
Yes, sir.
So we're all proud of that.
Summer camps, vacation Bible school, church camps, man, that's all great outdoor activities here in the in this time of year when schools get out. Keeps them all active and distracted, for lack of a better word, and keeps their their minds on good, positive, wholesome activities. So we applaud all the people, all the volunteers for all the summer camps. You got football camps, church camps, baseball, different types of camps. I know Dirk Carroll's sons, he's had them down there at the Florida State football camp. C.L. Harris, a friend of mine, had Cooper at the Pop Warner League camp, football for the kids, 7-8-year-olds, tackle football, man. We were talking about on the way back from the beach yesterday. We can't wait for football season to get here,
And summertime, man, there's so many different things to do. Vacation Bible school, I remember when we were young, we went during the day. Caitlin and them actually went in the evening time.
It was kind of like our theme of it. It was God's backyard Bible camp under the stars.
Oh, really?
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Good deal. But like you said, football camps, baseball, there's camps everywhere, man. So good thing to get kids involved with. Sure is.
We got another new product update here called Rut Wipe. It's Blaze Orange toilet paper.
Butt wipe.
Rut Wipe.
Oh, sorry.
Watch it, sucker. Anyways, Blaze Orange toilet paper, and it says under here, White toilet paper can be mistaken for a deer's tail as it comes off the roll, and the wiping motion resembles movement of a deer's tail.
I wonder how many people has been shot in the butt because of that.
Protect your assets with safe, soft, and biodegradable rut wipe toilet paper. Each bright orange roll has 250 soft 2-ply sheets, 2 rolls per pack. Other uses: safely mark trails, track deer, scent wicks, and don't get shot with your pants down.
Really?
So order your rut wipe today at www.rutwipe.com.
Are you serious?
I'm serious as a heart attack.
Oh man,
I'm sold. I'm getting me some, son. Last thing you want is to be looking like a deer tail flagging out while you're doing your business.
Boom! You shot right in the butt.
Yeah, that'll wake you up. Might leave a mark.
Oh man, I'm glad I don't hunt on land that I have to worry about that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we need to get them to advertise on the Good Outdoors. Get your rut wipe here.
Yes, sir. I can see that.
Speaking of advertising, guys, you know, we can't stress the importance of you guys supporting the people that advertise with us here on the Good Outdoors. Go by and see them and tell them you heard it on the Good Outdoors, and a lot of places actually give you a discount just for that.
You're exactly right. So, we got a storm brewing off the coast. I looked up there. Darrell sampled.
Really?
Jr. Yes, sir.
A storm? You mean they're saying it might have a hurricane possibly brewing out there, tropical depression or something along them lines? Well, it's kind of early right now, so they're going to look at anything and everything out there.
Speaking of our sponsors, I'd like to go ahead and name them this morning for us. Y'all make sure y'all go by and y'all patronize these people and tell them that you listen to the Good Outdoors, you support their business because they support us. But in no particular order: Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail, Johnson Distributing, T3 Outdoors, Auto Emporium, Sweet Teas Barbecue, Adel Outfitters, Cups and Cakes, Real Tree Outdoors, Hunting is Good TV, Crystal River Seafood, Val Optics, Bad Habits Saloon and Grill, Nashville Tractor, Eagle Auto Repair, Brigman of Brigman Cabinets, White Brothers Auto Parts, Jones Welding Supplies, Super Suds, Deep South Sanitation, Tammy's Antiques, Justamere Farms, Bubba Jack's Crab Shack, and B&B Carts. You can add your name to the list, give us a call, or check us out on Facebook at The Good Outdoors with a Z. The Good Outdoors with a Z on Facebook, and then www.thegoodoutdoorswithaz.com on the World Wide Web. We're here every Monday through Friday from 4 to 6, as you probably already know. So y'all make sure you tune in right here on 99.5 Kicks Country.
And our song,
we're hitting the road, baby. Have a good day.
See you tomorrow.
You've been listening to The Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie. Join us every weekday at 4:30 when we'll do it again.